issues with getting the Gitcoin grant up? You guys just didn't do it?
Okay, right. I think my screen is up.
Yes, it is.
So this is the project that I shared earlier, but I'll just drop it and create a different one later on. So let's see how we can be able to fund our MetaMask accounts. And in this case, we are going to use Binance because that's the cheapest option and the most available option. The rest of the options are sort of hard. For example, asking your friend to send you some. So let me open this in full view. Expand view. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that in your MetaMask account, you have actually selected Optimism first. So select that one on. Then for you to be able to sign transactions, including creating a safe wallet and also signing a transaction of submitting your project, you need to have something called OETH. That's, I think, Optim Ethereum, something of that sort. So that's what you need to have. The other one you might be thinking is the Ethereum one, but this is just ETH. So remember, the one you need to have is OETH. So how do you get OETH? So the fastest way is to transfer some funds from your Binance account to your MetaMask wallet. And if you don't have any funds in Binance, there's an option. If you go to Binance P2P, you can be able to buy the likes of FDUSD or even USDT, USD, and some other options into your Binance Spot wallet. Once you have funds in your Binance Spot wallet, the next thing you want to do is convert some to Ethereum. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'll just come here and click convert. So let's say
Dalmas, why wouldn't you just convert directly from Optimism? Like if you go back to the P2P?
like, let me see. So I directly send from Optimism when from this part here, Optimism.
Yes.
I realized if you try to send these funds to your other wallet, so let's say you click on withdraw because that's the next procedure after converting to ETH.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's going to send, for example, here I'm selecting, I've selected Optimism. Then I enter my address. I'm copying it from here like this. So if I do this one, it's going to send Optimism, not OETH. So the target is OETH, not just Optimism. So if you just directly send like OP, that's Optimism, you are going to receive Optimism. For you to be able to send transactions, you need gas fee in OETH. So that's where I'm sort of converting whatever I have to ETH, then sending it to Optimism Network.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so just go back here.
Maybe just a quick show of hands. Anyone that's in this group right now, you can put just the thumbs up. But are you guys using Binance day to day? Or does most of, or, when you interact with crypto, are you using Binance? Are you familiar with Binance? No one is familiar with Binance? Oh, yes. Thank you. I'd be very surprised if it was only 2 people that were familiar with Binance, because most of you submitted Binance wallets. And so this is the process for funding your Optimism wallet. So creating a new Optimism wallet and getting it funded through your Binance account.
Yeah, and the reason as to where I'm taking MetaMask, not Trust Wallet, MetaMask is easier to interact with and it can help sign transactions. Trust Wallet somehow, I don't know, sort of has some problems, so I avoided it. So I'm going to select here Ethereum and I'll convert that one. So I'll just hit convert. So it's going to, oh, this one is not going to ask for any verification. Once I've done that, I'll go back to the P2P, no, Fiat and Spot. That's my account. Let's copy this address. So you will notice that currently I have 0.0062 or ETH, but this can say a lot because the general transaction signing takes less than this, something like 0.000 four zeros, then 49 with some other digits. So I'm just going through the process again for us to be in the same page. So once I've converted some funds to ETH, you'll notice, yeah, my network is really slow. So I'll just go to ETH. Now I have $9.95 there. I'll just click there and withdraw. And remember, you don't have to convert like the $10 as I did. You can convert something less than that, maybe even $5 or less. Then the next thing you want to do when you are going to withdraw your crypto, that's when you want to fund your MetaMask Optimism account. Just select Optimism from this part here. So what this is going to do is to send Ethereum to that Optimism network. So I'm going to click here. Just the minimum is 0.001. So convert something like 0.05, okay, $5 or $2. Then I'll enter the amount I want to send. So 0.00, I have 0.64, so I'll just send maybe half of it. That's 0.003. Then hit withdraw. It's going to ask for some verification. So I'll hit continue. The first one is the authenticator app. So I have set such things there. So quickly do that one. Then the next one is the email. So that one is going to fully do the. Now, after that one, the funds have been transferred to my MetaMask wallet. So I'll just refresh here. We give them some minutes because sometimes it can take a number of seconds, a couple of seconds to some minutes. So okay.
And I have a question, Delmas. Is this the first time that you used Optimism for this Gitcoin Grant Round?
Yeah, this is the first time.
This first time. Okay, cool.
So I'm wondering why it has not sort of reflected. Okay, awaiting approval.
Okay. Yes, because I think it's the P2P network takes a little bit longer than automatically doing it.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
once this one is done, the account will be funded with the 0.03. So let's go to the next part. That is creating like a multi-sig account using Safe Wallet or the SO Genosis. So just head over to Safe Wallet once you have something like OETH in your account because signing transactions for Optimism requires OETH. So here I have created one of those accounts. So I'll just create another one. So I'll call this one just Gitcoin like that. I've selected the network to Optimism and connect your wallet.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, wait.
connect your
Before you
wallet.
do that, maybe you want to rename it like your project name? Yeah, perfect.
So I'll call this one Shift Life.
And I know
And
your teammates, I know you're the team lead, Delmas, but then you can share this with your teammates as well.
yeah, so
Perfect.
once we have this like created here at this part, connect your MetaMask account, select Optimism Network and proceed because for Gitcoin it will require the Optimism part. Then click next. Then here you'll be required to enter all the other accounts for the other team members. So the first one here, this is my current account. Since I don't have the others, you can be able to adjust this later on and add all the members in. once this wallet has been created. So just give it a moment for it to update the right network, like the right amount of gas to be used, then proceed. So without the OETH, this process will fail, and for my case, it failed for 3 days. So remember that.
Woo! You're creating a multi-sig on Optimism.
Yeah.
If you are not able to participate by speaking up, I would love if anyone writes some questions in the chat. That way I can monitor and answer the questions. The next part, we will be going over how to actually, now that you have your wallet and now you have your wallet funded with Optimism, with OP tokens, then the next step is actually creating a project on Gitcoin. So this part is really important. So if you're confused now, you won't be able to actually submit a project. So I'd suggest that you ask your questions now. Amazing.
So this part might take longer. Just give it its time. Don't leave the page. So once we are here, so this is the multisig account, and at this point you can connect it with the wallet connect to use it when signing other transactions on D apps. Otherwise, let's go to settings. So under settings, you can be able to add new owners. So for this case, I can be able to add my teammates. For example, I can say Felix here and their address. I currently don't have those, so but I do have one, I think, but it's far. So I have one for
Okay.
Pratpa. I can't fetch it now. Okay, so you can add the members here and click next to save. So yeah, let's go to the next part. Any questions so far?
Yeah, maybe really quickly, you can explain how a multi-sig works, if you don't mind, Elmas.
Right. So let's say you are doing the original, like the old ways of doing meetings. Actually, that one works to even banks. So for banks, let's say you have a company and you have a bank account. You want to sign a transaction to go and buy something or to buy some asset. What happens is all the managers or all those people who are supposed to sign are actually supposed to append their signature before those funds are released from the bank itself. So it's the same thing now, except now it's with the crypto and on the blockchain. We just go ahead, create such an account, add some funds to it, normal as a bank where you fund it. Then whenever you have to buy some asset or do something that involves funds, all all those required or the owners of this multi account have to go and sign that transaction from their MetaMask wallets, of course, or whatever the wallet that you chose to connect with. Yeah. So all transactions that are done have to be approved by all those owners. If you have like 4 owners, all those 4 owners, and according to the number of people you have set to sign transactions, yeah, they have to sign the transaction, and the transaction can proceed to execute. Yep. I don't know whether I've put it in the right terms. Yeah. So let's go to this other part.
Your explanation is really amazing. I think just a little bit more context. The reason why a multi-sig account is so useful in this case is because you are a hackathon team. You know, you have other team members that have worked hard to contribute to these projects. And so the funding that you access from Gitcoin, that you access from winning the hackathon bounty, if it's held on a multi-sig, no one person can lose these funds. No one person can kind of access these funds or control these funds without, you know, the permission of other team members. So this is something that we in Safari DAO have for our treasury, and it's really recommended for you guys as you continue to build on your hackathon projects.
Yeah, thanks for the addition. So the next part is doing projects. Currently, I don't have the link to submit the project, but there's no harm. Just go
Yeah.
to builder.gitcoin.co. So let me just go back. Just go in and create your project, because submitting a project, that's a different part, and creating the project. Since I've connected my wallet, that's why I sort of can't go back and go. Just go to builder.bitcoin.co. It will ask you to connect the wallet. When connecting your wallet, make sure it's on Optimism, and then create the new project. So here you'll be asked to select the network you want to create on, then click next. The project name, I'm going to do Shift Alive here because that's the project name. And the project website, we don't have a working UI, like the front end part of it. So here you are going to do the Taikai platform. I don't have the link, so it's taikai.network. So I'll just copy from there up to there.
Yeah, and then you go, make sure you're copying, pasting your specific project. So go to the Taikai platform again.
Okay.
And go to the ETHSafari hackathon. Wonderful. So then here you'll be able to find your project. Yeah, okay, wonderful. Yeah, that's easy. And then you can copy and paste that link, that entire link.
So once you copy, you'll notice it might be having the HTTPS part from the backside of it. So, and removing it is quite tricky. So you have to remove it carefully, not to delete from the other part. So I'll just highlight it like that, do that, and confirm whether you have done it in the right way. So taikai.network, then with that one. The next part is the project logo. So I'm going to select a project logo here.
Cool. So as you're getting the project logo, we have someone who asked in the chat, what are the pros and cons of Gitcoin grants, apart from the multi-sig wallet feature? So think of the multi-sig wallet as completely separate from this Gitcoin grant. Gitcoin is essentially a DAO. They're on a mission to fund public goods. For those of you who might not know what public goods are, they're basically any commodity that doesn't benefit just one person, but there's no barrier to access these goods. And an example of public goods are open source code. When you guys submit hackathon projects with open source code, you're contributing to the technology that can one day solve the problems that we face over in Africa. And so you contributing to open source code is a public good. Gitcoin funds these public goods with these Gitcoin grants. Like I mentioned maybe in the first video, but Austin Griffith, who held a session on speedrun Ethereum and created all the speedrun Ethereum challenges, he credits Gitcoin grants to being able to fund all his open source projects. So one day I hope to see a lot of you guys within the Safari DAO community being able to fund all of your projects, your open source projects, with these Gitcoin grants or public good funding. So to me, there's a lot of pros because you're able to access funding, you're able to get attention for your project, you're able to connect with other people that think about the same problems as you do. I think maybe the only cons are everything's on chain, so you got to pay gas fees every single time you want to do something. And because Gitcoin is developing this new technology, sometimes there's bugs and sometimes there's issues. But as long as you're patient and willing to learn, there's a lot more pros for the list. Sorry, Delmas. Thank you for getting the logo ready, and continue on. And I hope, Krypton, that answered your question.
Okay. So the last part is doing the project description. So just paste in your project description. I believe you have already that one somewhere ready to go. Then after that, the next part is click next. Project Twitter handle, we don't have that one. So I'll just do my GitHub username, that's Dalmasonto, and the organization. So here I'm going to do Mvua. Let me confirm the organization name. It's Mvua Dash Funds, like that. So here you are going to verify your organization. So click verify. You have to sign the transaction there. It's going to verify because I'd already done that one before. But this is what you're going to do. Let's say you have such an organization. There's a thing you need to make sure that in this organization, you are all those people who are there. For example, if you pass in here your username, you have to be in this organization, and your account has to be public, like this one. So if it's private, make it public. Otherwise, it's going to give you a lot of problems to verify. It has to be a public account in that organization. That's a public GitHub account in that organization. Then it will quickly verify your username that you are linked to that specific organization. Then click next. So once you do that one, it will bring you to this page where you confirm everything here, if it's right or wrong. Otherwise, back to editing, edit what you want to edit. And then I think my logo and these ones are not appearing. So just go back here and quickly edit them. It's because I didn't crop it. So let me just crop this sort of small icon like this and use it. Like that. Then select this one here. So this is one of the tough parts because you are forced to select just a small part of it, not the entire banner that you have. So just make something that is uh, that's nice. Then now they will be visible. So once you are sure everything's good, just hit save and publish. So this part is going to do the entire thing on the blockchain, where it saves it's the blockchain. So you have to sign the transaction. Once done, you cannot edit. So it's going to use O8, and actually the fee is much lower. There are several zeros here, I think 6 of them or 5. Yeah. So even with the $1, you'll be good to go. Not a must use like the $10. Just swap $1 and proceed to send the transaction. So it's going to save the project successfully. So once the link is out, let's say the link to apply for the Gitcoin
I'm
round.
gonna pause you there, Dalmas, because even that was it was so well done, and I'm sure some people might have questions at this stage. So some things that have changed about this round, you're no longer needed to verify your GitHub. So the thing that you mentioned, Dalmas, about making sure that your account is on private, I mean your account is on public, and making sure that you, the contributor, belong to the organization, that still is taken into effect. So anyone that had trouble verifying the GitHub at that stage, you no longer will have any issues as long as you follow Dalmas's advice and make sure your account is on public and make sure that you belong to the organization that you're sharing. I'll pause there if anyone has any questions. before moving on to the next stage. So really it's step one, get a wallet on Optimism, whether it's a multi-sig wallet, fund your multi-sig wallet or fund your wallet with OP. So Dalmas showed us how to do it with the P2P on Binance. And then after you have some OP, as you've noticed, there's only very minimal gas fees. I think it was 0.00006 worth of OP. And that's what you need to actually create a project. So there's 2 times that you're going to need to pay gas fees. Once when you're creating the project on builder.gitcoin.co, and then a second time to actually apply for the ETHSafari round. Is that clear? Everyone should have their projects on builder.gitcoin.co. If you don't have your projects, I feel like now is a good time to ask questions.
Yeah, because that's actually the heavier part. Otherwise, onwards it will be just click and continue.
I'm gonna stop the recording. Maybe that might help.